You know, I've really struggled with talking about Black Clover, mostly because most of my videos I've made on it, I've made it very clear that I think Black Clover sucks. So most of my YouTube only viewers probably think I gave up on watching it a long time back. However, people who follow me on Twitter will know that it's not so black and white. My hatred for Black Clover has never been pure. As a matter of fact, I think one of the reasons I've always felt so strongly about the show is because it really is almost good sometimes. Yet every time an episode started to pull me in, it always did something stupid to remind me that it is in fact still Black Clover. However, things have changed. Episode 92 marks a shift in the show's overall tone. And unlike most of the other tonal shifts the anime had made so far, for once, it's not undercut by anything, for a lack of a better word, stupid. Episode 92 of Black Clover isn't good, it's actually great. It's such an amazing episode, I was genuinely blown away and forgot I was watching one of the shows that I usually make fun of. So I kind of assumed it was a one-time thing, but frankly, episode 92, all the way up to the current episode of Black Clover, has been fantastic. I know it might just be this arc, but I'm a man of my word. I promise that if Black Clover ever actually got good, I would make a video correcting myself, and here I am. Well, sort of. Let me not get ahead of myself here. Because if you read the title, then you already know what kind of rabbit hole I'm going down today. Blindly recommending 70,000 people to go watch Black Clover just because it gets good eventually is, well, it's just kind of dumb. People like that need to stay in their Homestuck circles. So today, for this video, I wanted to weigh the options and see if Black Clover is really worth it. So first, let's get something out of the way. I know most people who are genuinely fans of the show are going to argue with me saying that almost all of Black Clover is good, and no, you're just wrong. In my opinion, keyword opinion, at best before episode 92, the show was mediocre. You might think that's surprisingly friendly considering my other videos I've made on the show, but that's just because there are some arcs that are genuinely a bit interesting, but just lack a few key features that would have made them actually good. I think in no way is that clearer than the Witch Forest arc. It's a really cool concept, a great place for the character of Vanessa to grow and develop, and the Eye of the Midnight Sun are just kind of tossed in there as the ultimate antagonist because for some reason a witch who will gladly kill members of the party at the drop of a hat just wasn't good enough. I mean, that's just one part of the arc that annoyed me. I think my biggest pet peeve was with the character of Fauna. This character who was originally a human and it looks like she was brainwashed by the Eye of the Midnight Sun, but yet she looks identical, has the same name, and how could it all be a coincidence? It was all just a coincidence. That was the big reveal. It just felt stupid. And that's such a common issue I have with Black Clover. A lot of these arcs were always almost good, but trust me when I say it, none of them before episode 92 are. So here's my big question. Are you willing to watch 91 episodes of a mediocre anime just to get to when it turns good? Now, here's the caveat. One thing I've always praised Black Clover for was the fact that there is no filler. So, you really can't just jump over episodes because each episode usually does have something important in it. And if you just jumped in at episode 92, there are so many established characters who have already had their arcs that you would genuinely have no clue as to who all these people are and what the hell is going on. So in order to truly get to when Black Clover gets good, you really do have to clock in roughly 35 hours of watch time. Secondly is that the first few arcs of Black Clover are by far the worst in the show. The first arc in particular really is just physically difficult to get through. They're slow, you have to deal with Asta's constant yelling, And the characters that really carry the show, Yami, the Wizard King, so on, have yet to be introduced. I mean, the show really does just start off with the two most bland characters in the anime. However, glass half full, if you can make it to the Seabed Temple arc, that is where the show gets to the point of being mediocre. Like I said, it's not great, but at that point, calling the show bad would definitely be an overstatement. I feel like the Seabed Temple arc is the first arc that has a lot of strong points that carry over into all the future arcs. Granted, there are still plenty of things that prevent me from calling this arc good, like the random turning into a demon and just how easily Yami kills a demon. But overall, the arc was, for the most part, completely unoffensive. And I think that's the key thing for me that really let me keep watching Black Clover. I've brought this up before, but most anime that I drop have some pivotal scene. Something that just pissed me off or bored me to tears to the point where I just can't keep going on. Black Clover, for all of its flaws, never actually did this to me. I was never so bored as to not want to watch the next episode, and the show never did something so outrageous that it made me want to drop it. Overall, Black Clover is pretty easy to consume, especially if you make it past the first few arcs. So should you, hypothetical viewer, watch Black Clover? Frankly, it depends. If I hadn't watched the entirety of the show already and had all this knowledge, I personally wouldn't have made the climb. I was frankly watching the show out of habit for most of last year, hence why I'm current. However, if you want a solid action anime and you're cool with sitting through some weak arcs early on, then yeah, I'd say watch it. Honestly, the fight scenes in Black Clover are pretty amazing with some small exceptions. And like I said, once you hit episode 92, Black Clover really does just get good. It's strange to say, but yeah, if you're cool with sitting through some mediocre anime with the promise of the show actually getting good, go watch Black Clover. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video makes it out on time. I'm currently working full-time at my job right now while doing YouTube, so it's a bit difficult to juggle my schedules. A huge thank you to my patrons. You guys are my heroes. If you're interested in seeing how I edit, joining our exclusive Discord, or simply supporting the channel, feel free to join me on Patreon. Make sure you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Matt. Make sure you guys say man and go watch that goddamned anime.